Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for May 29th, 2020. Walt Disney World has just received approval from the state for its phased reopening starting July 11th. The Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom will reopen on that July 11th date, with Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios reopening on July 15th. Plans were presented during an Orange County meeting Wednesday, headed by Jim McPhee, the Senior Vice President of Operations for the Walt Disney World Resort. While no mention of resort hotels was made during Wednesday's reopening presentation, the Walt Disney World website displayed an update that specifically included resort hotels as part of the July 11th reopening. Now, Disney has confirmed with the media that the inclusion of Disney Resort hotels was done in error, and there is currently no reopening date for non-Disney Vacation Club properties. DVC resorts at Walt Disney World will reopen to members and guests on June 22nd, in addition to Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. Disney Vacation Club resorts in Vero Beach, Florida and Hilton Head, South Carolina will also reopen to members and guests starting June 15th. Walt Disney World is canceling all dining reservations, experience reservations, Disney dining plans, and Fastpass Plus selections through September 2021. Disney has released an official confirmation of the upcoming cancellations. Quote, "When our theme parks reopen, we will manage attendance through a new theme park reservation system on DisneyWorld.com that will require all guests to make a reservation in advance for theme park entry. At this time, we are temporarily pausing new ticket sales and resort hotel reservations so we can focus on guests with existing tickets and reservations. Existing ticket holders and annual pass holders will be able to make a theme park reservation before new tickets are sold. We will resume new sales of tickets and Disney Resort Hotel reservations after that period of time. Theme park reservations will be limited due to attendance limitations and will be subject to availability. In order to foster physical distancing during this time, upon reopening, our offerings, restaurants, and other experiences, such as behind-the-scenes tours, will be limited in capacity, and other experiences may remain closed. As a result of limited capacity, we have made the difficult decision to cancel all existing dining reservations and experience bookings, including Disney dining plans included in packages, through the end of the year. We will reopen dining and experience bookings with more limited numbers closer to when the parks reopen. We will also shift from a 180-day booking window to a 60-day booking window for dining and experience bookings going forward to allow guests to make their plans closer to their visit. As a result of the COVID-19 impact, the Fastpass Plus service will be suspended for the time being, and we plan to use additional queue space to manage capacity at our attractions and maintain physical distancing. We will automatically cancel existing Fastpass Plus selections and share any future updates on the service at a later time. Also, please note that upon reopening, extra magic hours will be temporarily suspended. To help keep guests informed of what changes will be made and how to return to a world of magic, the Walt Disney World Resort has launched the new Know Before You Go Experience Updates landing page on their website. Disney has made a small yet significant adjustment to this page since it launched. Previously, it said it required anyone ages 3 and up. They had to wear face coverings, but now Disney has updated that policy, asking that any guest age 2 and up now be required to wear a face mask or covering. Walt Disney World is contacting guests regarding cancellations in the upcoming new theme park reservation system. The communication includes, quote, "To manage attendance and foster physical distancing during this unprecedented time, we will be changing and suspending some park experiences. In addition, we will also be introducing a new theme park reservation system. Unfortunately, these new measures have required us to cancel any Fastpass selections you may have made. We recognize the inconvenience this poses, and we're deeply sorry. However, because you have a valid theme park admission, you will have access to the theme park reservation system before new tickets are sold to other guests. There's nothing you need to do at this time. We'll be contacting you soon with details on this new system. At this time, while systems update, we are temporarily suspending all modifications. However, you have the option of canceling your entire reservation." As Walt Disney World begins the path back to reopening its parks, full-time cast members are being given an option that would help them return to work as soon as possible. According to a Facebook post by TCU Lodge 1908, full-time cast members are being offered a voluntary temporary transfer to another role at the resort to return to work faster. If they don't care which role they take, cast members may utilize a memorandum of understanding that would transfer them to a new role. Upon the reopening of the transfer window, workers will have at least 72 hours to log on to the cast member hub and volunteer for a temporary transfer. They will then be able to select from a list of positions, choosing many or as few options as they desire or would like. Once all the full-time cast members originally in the role are recalled, the company will use this list of voluntary transfers to staff the remaining full-time positions in that role. Once the volunteer's original role reopens, they will be transferred back in order of seniority. Pay will be based on the rate of new location of pay. Those who opt not to volunteer will remain furloughed until their current roles are recalled. The Post also adds that part-time cast members will be recalled following the full recall of full-time. Disney is also expected to provide thermometers for temperature checks for cast members at home upon request. If cast members need to self-isolate due to exposure at work, Disney will notify them and will be paying them for missed shifts. If cast members test positive and provide proper documentation, they will be paid for missed shifts up to 2 weeks. Despite yesterday's nearly all-encompassing cancellation announcement, which included experience bookings, it seems that this year's Mickey's Not-So-Scary Halloween party at the Magic Kingdom will go on in some capacity. A recent tweet by Carly Wiesel pointed to a confirmation by Disney that Mickey's Not-So-Scary Halloween party tickets will remain valid and not be canceled at this time. Other bookable in-park experiences like tours are still subject to cancellation. This year's party starts a full 3 days earlier than last year's party, which began on August 16th. This year starts August 13th. No change has been reported on these dates, which means the first party will take place a little over a month after the Magic Kingdom's reopening. For more details on ticket pricing, you can check out our website. Walt Disney World has updated its park hours on the My Disney Experience app ahead of the phased theme park reopenings. Hours are understandably reduced given the circumstances, but interestingly enough, special ticketed events and extra magic hours were still listed, but as we just said before, extra magic hours and many of those events are being canceled. The Magic Kingdom will be open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., basically the hours when I was a kid. Disney's Animal Kingdom will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., the hours most of my life until 3 years ago. Epcot, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Disney's Hollywood Studios from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Shorter hours make sense in the situation given the lack of parades and shows. Also, given that park capacity will be limited, wait times are expected to be shorter, meaning you could potentially do way more in way less time given the new setup. With Disney Springs over a week into its phased reopening and Walt Disney World theme parks reopening July 11th, updates are being made to the My Disney Experience app to expand and encourage the use of mobile ordering and contactless payments moving forward. When you click on mobile food orders under the main menu of the My Disney Experience app, after clicking on Create New Order, you'll be prompted to select an arrival window from the available restaurants. Currently, only Deluxe Burger at Disney Springs is available. It's the only one open. Arrival windows are set up in roughly 30-minute segments. Simply arrive during your selected time slot before hitting I'm Here. This will give the restaurant a better idea of capacity at any given time. Moving on to contactless payment options, they've expanded the system to allow Apple Pay in-app payments, as well as the ability to use your Disney gift card or even a Disney Rewards redemption card for payment. Only one Disney gift card or Disney Rewards redemption card can be applied per order, though, but it can be used in combination with an accepted credit or debit card and in conjunction with other offers. Of course, if you're familiar with mobile order, they still haven't figured out discounts on the app, but hopefully we'll see the integration of annual pass holder and DVC discounts, seeing as though this will become the new preferred method of food ordering and contactless payments. If these ordering windows seem familiar, it's because the Disneyland Resort's been doing them for a long time. I love the system at Disneyland. Gives you a window to arrive in, and been great. Among the stores reopening at Disney Springs, the Lego store reopened its doors to brick builders while implementing social distancing measures. The once busy Lego store, filled with stations for building and customizing Lego sets, has now been all but gutted, leaving the store with a large enough space for accommodating social distancing. All interactive stations and touch screen play areas have been removed or roped off. Guests are informed to stay behind the blue lines that wrap around the display areas until a brick specialist is able to assist them with what items they wish to purchase. Guests can still view all the products and promotional displays from a safe distance in the meantime. Registers are roped off as well to keep social distancing measures in place. And with the open space in the center of the store, guests can safely queue up while remaining 6 feet apart. The store will be running limited hours of operation starting at 11 a.m. daily. A new update regarding ongoing reopening phases in France indicates that theme parks could be allowed to reopen starting June 22nd across the Paris region. While Disneyland Paris remains closed, its executives were recently seen surveying the park grounds for potential reopening procedures. At this time, all reservations at Disneyland Paris have been canceled through July 14th. With deconfinement measures lifting across the country and mid-July dates already announced for Walt Disney World, it's likely that Disneyland Paris will announce similar reopening dates in the coming weeks. Disneyland Paris has stated that it is working closely with other Disney parks, public authorities, and social partners, and our reopening plans will be presented to our CSE, the Social and Economic Council. Some experiences, shows, or events may not be available or modified upon reopening, as everyone's been saying. We are hearing of the first indication of the reopening of the resort, and it's been reported that the Golf Disneyland courses at Disneyland Paris will be opening this weekend. In a tweet by ED92, it's explained that the courses will open on a reservation-only basis on Saturday, May 30th. Face masks will be required of guests within the limited inside spaces around the courses, such as the clubhouse and shop, but not outside on the green. Items within the site's retail store will not be for sale, with the exception of water and basic equipment such as golf balls. With the announcement that Ikspiri, the Tokyo Disney Resort shopping and dining center, will reopen on June 1st, also came restrictions with it. In an effort to prevent the spread of coronavirus, guests will have to undergo a temperature check and sanitize their hands at the entrance of Ikspiri. Outside Ikspiri, tape on the ground outlines how guests will queue to enter. Each white dot of tape on the ground is approximately a meter apart. The queue begins on the far side of this picture and winds through the outside before proceeding inside the wrought iron gates. Inside the gates lie even more switchbacks. Clearly, the Oriental Land Company is expecting quite the crowd once the shopping center reopens. Once you finally reach the end of the line, you'll encounter these two tents where your temperature will be checked and your hands sanitized. This isn't too different from the process guests undergo at Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. Hopefully, these lines won't be needed for very long. The Disney store at Ikspiri will open on June 2nd, the day after the rest of the complex. The announcement came through Ikspiri's official website. The hours of the Disney store at Ikspiri will match the rest of the shopping center from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Last week, we spotted metal detectors and X-ray machines being installed at Tokyo Disney Sea as part of the Oriental Land Company's plan to increase security at the resort. Now it seems Tokyo Disneyland is also ready to start these procedures once the parks reopen. These are identical to the setup at Tokyo Disney Sea we saw last week with one exception. There's no X-ray machines. It would seem that due to space constraints, Tokyo Disneyland will not X-ray bags. Rather, your bag will still be inspected by the hands of a security personnel. This, of course, could change, but this is how the setup currently appears. Fans eager to relive their experiences throughout Galaxy's Edge will soon be able to discover new stories, explore the outskirts of Batuu, and meet new characters, all from the comfort of home in the new Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge VR experience by ILM X Lab, Lucasfilm's award-winning entertainment studio, and Oculus Studios. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge is a new action-adventure experience that will give fans the opportunity to live their own adventures in virtual reality. The original story will feature both new and iconic characters from the Star Wars galaxy. Multiple styles of gameplay as well as difficulty settings are included so that the experience can be enjoyed by a variety of players, from Star Wars fans to VR gamers. Just like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the story will take place between Star Wars The Last Jedi and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker on Batuu, with the action happening along the outskirts of Black Spire Outpost. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so that you never miss an episode of News Today with WDW News Today. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, it says that on my shirt somewhere. It's on the sleeve. This is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody.
4 panelists, 30 minutes, 1 week in Disney Parks news. This is Parks Center. On Parks Center, the panel and I cover the top 7 Disney Parks stories of the past week. From attraction news to transportation scandals to new food and merchandise, we'll cover it all in 30 minutes or less. You can watch us stream live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. at www.intunes.com. Watch episodes on demand at youtube.com/WDWNT, or subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.